Good morning. It's Monday. Welcome. We made it. We're in there. We're in the deep. This is the Journey of Mila Lifestyle, morning moments, madness, and meditations. My name is Camila Tibbetts. If you're new here with us this week, welcome. If you don't know me, I am a serial entrepreneur. I have launched and scaled 2 brands, and I am in the midst of the process and the excitement and sometimes the madness of launching a new lifestyle website called Mila Lifestyle, and it's a curated site that's really focused on community and building curated and providing curated products in 4 categories. And those categories are beauty, wellness, home, and style. So this is just me taking you behind the veil, me taking you into the moments, the madness, giving you meditations for the day of what it's like to start a brand as a founder. I think a lot of times we see the founder on the mountain, right? And we never really get to see the founder as they go through the valleys of what they are trying to accomplish and what they have to do in a startup. So madness wise, I definitely took my own advice this weekend. I got reconnected to myself and some people that I care about, and we had our photo shoot. Our first Mila Lifestyle photo shoot, and I took advantage of that because I wanted to use the photo shoot to hit a number of markers. So I did my Christmas card picture for the photo shoot. And by the way, who said single people can't send out Christmas cards? Like every year I send out a Christmas card of my family, and now that I'm single, starting a business of beauty on a budget, like I can send out a Christmas card on my own because my kids basically rebelled and they have no interest in being the Christmas card photo and having me style them. So tell me in the chat, do you think it's okay or do you think it's odd if you receive Christmas cards or holiday cards from single people? Because I'm doing it. So definitely wanted to hit those markers. So you utilize that time with the photographer to take a Christmas holiday photo picture, to really get some new pictures, founder pictures for the website, and to highlight. My daughter came over. She was my model / assistant. We wear multiple hats when we're starting something. So she really got to see the behind the scenes. I taught her how, when you have a photo shoot, a lot of times what takes a while is because people are doing the creative direction during the photo shoot. So just a tip for you guys, like if you have a photo shoot, even if it's like, you're going and taking pictures for your Instagram or whatever, like you want to make a shot list. So I taught her how to make the shot list where we're really identifying, these are the shots that we're going to do. These are the outfits, these are the products we're going to feature. And then you want to send that shot list to the photographer prior. So there's basically a flow to the day, especially if you have a photographer or a creative that's working by the hour. Like they're there, they show up, and they're there for a specific amount of time. So you really want to make sure that you're getting that. So again, the photo shoot, there was a lot of things that I needed to accomplish to get the most bang for my buck, if you know what I mean. So that happened, and then the rest of the weekend, I really just got to connect back to myself. And good morning, you guys. How are you? But the best thing was really just being with my daughter, right? Like it was Halloween. To be Halloween is like when the crazies come out. But she was very excited to be with her mom, but also like go and do her thing as a 19-year-old young woman. And it made me think about like how my life has changed, right? That there was a season of my life where my highest calling was to be a mom, right? And I loved it. So that's what I did. And even though I had a business while I was there as an entrepreneur, I really scheduled my day to focus on like being a mom. And now, that's changed and I get to focus on other things. So our first meditation this morning is pursue, protect, and provide, right? So that's our first meditation. And what do I mean by that? I mean that when I was a mom in that season of my life, and I want you to think about whatever season you're in, and when I was a mom, that was my focus, right? To pursue, protect, and provide, right? Like to definitely look at my kids, to pursue, to be focused on them, to protect, to be mama bear, right? To protect them, to help them navigate a certain type of world that we were in at the time, and provide wisdom and inspiration. My mom used to always say, good kids just don't happen, or as you work yourself out of a job as a parent. And that was what I did during that season. And right now, guess what? I still pursue, I protect, and I provide. And that's what I want you to think about today, right? So how does that change now that my focus is not motherhood, right? So if you think about your life, whether it's you're leading an organization, you're starting something new, you're a parent, you're a caretaker, whatever that means, I want you to pursue each day with like a laser-like focus, right? Like a laser intent, right? So every day we pursue, we start our week on Monday with a laser intent. What else do? We protect, like we protect our vision. We protect what it is that we are focused on. And sometimes what I mean by protecting your vision is that you need to be very discerning. Like everybody doesn't need to know everything. Everybody doesn't need to know your business, not business, your business. So, right, so you protect your vision, like, because everyone's going to give you feedback, and you want to be really clear, like we talked about last week, that you have that council of elders, that you have that inner court where you could really come to them with your vision and really protect it. So what do? We pursue the day with laser intent. We protect our vision, and we provide action and solution in whatever we're doing. And that's kind of what I'm doing with Mila Lifestyle, right? Like I really am very protective of this brand. You know, I can hire and put a lot of people on our team, but I really want to make sure that the people that are on the team really align with the values of the brand, because a lot of times there'll be a disconnect, right? Like you'll see a founder, you'll see a level of marketing, and then the founder says something crazy and you're like, wait, I thought that's what you were about. Like, I thought you were about that. Like, you're not about that? So we really want to, for me, I really want to make sure that I'm protecting that. And at Mila Lifestyle, what I'm really doing is providing an opportunity to help men and women that didn't have like a mom or like a grandma. Like my grandma was Valma Scott, and she had like a linen closet, and she taught me how to like bake cookies and do all these things. Like she was like your quintessential Southern woman. That's how a lot of the skills that I had. But you know, everyone doesn't have a Mama Scott, right? Everyone doesn't have someone that taught them how to set the table, how to have a sit down dinner, how to socialize, all those things. So for me, my heart is to really provide that for a community of people. Even like if you've had success, right? There's a time in your life where it's not more is expected of you. And if you can't look to your left or your right to tap someone on the shoulder and ask them, my hope would be that at Mila Lifestyle, with the content that we have, that you can create that. And I was thinking about, you know, how my life has changed, and the idea that a lot of times I remember I would shrink, right? And because this is all about us being vulnerable, right? There was a lot of times in my life where I would shrink. And so you're like, Camila, why were you shrinking? Like you had all these things. But sometimes we can shrink behind things, right? Like I can shrink behind my partner, or I could shrink behind my gait, or I could shrink behind my name, or I can shrink behind my title in my business. And what happens is that when we shrink, like we're not really moving into the place that we're really called to be in an authentic way, and we're not like pulling those things out of our gut, things that are always there. So our two meditations today are pursue, protect, and provide, and also we don't shrink anymore. You know, and you can say that however, I'm very aggressive when like my inner voice is very aggressive because that's what motivates me. But, you know, we don't shrink. So meditation number 1, pursue, protect, provide. Meditation number 2 is we don't shrink. So I want, you know, there was a time, you know, I used to have this toy, like you would buy it and it was small, and then you put it in the water, and then it would expand, right? And even like at Trader Joe's, they have these sponges, right? Like they're small, and then you put them in the water and they expand. And that's what we're doing today, right? We're not going to shrink anymore. We don't do that. We're going to expand, right? And then when we expand, like we're going to take up space. And when we take up space, then we're going to grow. And when we grow, we get to use our voice. And when we use our voice, we get to make change, right? Because there's a lot happening right now in our country with this pandemic, and in every moment, we don't shrink, we rise. And I don't mean like we rise in the midst of just special moments. Like this is something that we do for us. So tomorrow, at the end of the day tomorrow, when whatever happens is gonna happen, we won't shrink in who we are, right? Because we're still called, no matter what the results, we're still called to go out and do what we're called to do, and that affects culture. You know, like we affect culture by what we bring to the table. We affect culture by the rooms that we're in, right? We affect culture by the people that we pour into. So again, the 2 meditations today: pursue, protect, provide. Second meditation is we don't shrink. So when that sponge goes in the water and it expands, like that's what we're doing too. Like we're going into the water, but really what we're also doing, like we're getting cast into the deep. And what do I mean by that? So like, I grew up in a beach town. So when you're walking on the beach, there's the sand is hard, then the closer you get to the wave, the sand changes, and then there's like deep in the ocean, right? And so what I'm asking you to do is that you're not going to shrink anymore, because we don't do that, but we're going to launch out into the deep, into those deep areas that make you uncomfortable, into those deep areas that are going to push your business, your organization, and your team like into a place where they can grow, and you're going to expand in a mighty way. So again, this is morning meditations, Mila Lifestyle. The 2 meditations today: we provide, pursue, protect. And you do that in whatever you're called to do, whatever your highest calling is in this season. And the second meditation is we don't shrink. Like, can you imagine like someone saying something to you and you're like, I don't shrink. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, but have a beautiful morning. It's Monday. Make it a good one. Pursue the day with intent, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao for now.